I'm here for my 3 o'clock interview.
Oh, you're a little early.
Maybe so.
10 minutes before an appointment is early enough. You don't want to be lurking in the waiting room.
He'll see you now.
Are you nervous?
I guess so.
Don't be. You'll have an interview coach.
An interview coach? What's...
Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you. What was that?
What?
Don't sweat this, kid. It's normal to be nervous. Just remember, he wants this to work out just as well as you do. Be confident. You'll be a knockout.
Great advice from Vivian's interview coach. There's a lot at stake in this interview today. Vivian stands to be gainfully employed.
And the firm stands to gain a top employee. That is, if nobody mangles the interview questions, right? Well, you know most interviews begin with small talk and administrative items.
Right. Let the interviewer lead here. If he wants to talk about traffic, talk about the traffic. If he wants to talk about the weather, talk about the weather. But above all, keep it light, keep it tight, and keep it positive.
Absolutely.
How's traffic? Any problems getting here?
You know, small talk is never really about the traffic or about weather. It's a chance to build rapport, an interpersonal connection. And through it all, you want to look competent and intelligent.
I just feel like traffic's just getting worse in this city, though. If you ask me, I blame the mayor.
Whoa, the mayor. Bob just dove right into the hot topics.
Yeah, generally, you want to stay away from religion and politics, you know? Even if he asks a question, you keep that door shut.
Well, it could be worse. It could be LA traffic.
Well played, Vivian. Way to keep it positive.
She has passed the first round.
You left me hanging.
Now we're in the body of the interview.
Yeah, and one question you can expect to be asked right out the gate is, tell us something about yourself. You know it's coming, so you might as well prepare a short bio. Hi, I'm Dwayne. I'm a Pisces. I like long walks in the park.
You know, Dwayne, I usually recommend we keep that to 20 to 30 seconds. You know what I call that?
What do you call it, Paul?
I call that an elevator pitch.
Well, I enjoyed my accounting classes in high school, so I decided to go to State University because they have such a strong accounting program. And in college, I found that the tax classes were what I enjoyed the most, so I've decided to pursue a career in tax.
Wow, that was spectacular.
You know, most students have the tendency to ramble, but she kept it concise and relevant to the point. Wow, amazing. You know, you never know what kind of question the interviewer is going to throw out. Could be a hypothetical question, could be a behavioral question, it could even be a self-assessment question.
Right. Now, a hypothetical question asks you what you would do in a situation that you may or may not encounter in the work world. Now, these questions assess your judgment or reasoning. Let's see how it's done.
You're in the middle of a general controls review, and it's spinning out of control. How do you get it back in line?
I wouldn't get it back in line. I'd get it back in control.
You finished a major tax review, only to discover that one of the juniors on your team has used Roman numerals throughout the document. What do you do?
I'd say Roman numerals. What year is this? MMXVI?
Your office is on fire, and your audit is due tomorrow. What do you grab? Issues memoranda, summaries of significant findings, or copies of the entity's records?
Let me look this up.
Never look at your phone during an interview.
What would you do? What would you do? What would you do?
Whichever would best serve my client.
Great answer. What is your greatest weakness?
Oh, wow, he's hit her with a self-assessment question. These can be tough. Now, these questions help an interviewer determine how self-aware you are, how well you know your own strengths and weaknesses, and how you accommodate for them.
Well, I'd say my greatest weakness is that I'm a perfectionist. I take on too much.
Oh, no, not the cliche.
She was trying to take a weakness and turn it into a strength, which is not a bad strategy, but sometimes a cliched answer can come across as insincere.
Come on, Vivian. From the heart. From the heart.
It looks like he's followed up with one of those, looks like a behavioral question.
Yeah, behavioral questions reflect back on how you've reacted to specific experiences and events in the past. The idea is that past behavior is one of the best predictors of future performance.
Be on your toes. These usually include follow-up questions about the event.
Can you give me an example of a time that you overcame difficulty meeting a deadline?
Well, when I was treasurer of Beta Alpha Psi, we were behind schedule on a group project, all because one of my team members couldn't get his assignments in on time.
When you answer a behavioral question, or any question for that matter, keep in mind that the way you answer the question says just as much about you as the behavior you're talking about.
Right, you don't want to come off as too negative.
Right.
The worst odor.
Or too self-serving.
Anyway, if it weren't for me, we would have never completed our assignments in on time, and Ricky would have never learned about deodorant.
Wow, she's starting to stumble.
Yes, she is. You know, a good strategy going in is just to keep your answers focused on how your experience is relevant to the job.
Right.
There's no reason for her to offer personal politics.
Innovation, collaboration, so we could have better data analytics.
See, now she's just rambling.
Synergy. Synergy.
She's like a malfunctioning
Synergy.
robot. She obviously didn't prepare.
Right. There's a lot you got to know about the interview process. You got to know about the firm, you got to know about the interview questions, but more importantly, you have to know yourself.
As treasurer, I got really good at counting things and...
You want your answers to be tight and focused.
Looks like she could use some training.
Move it, move it, move it!
Know the firm you're applying with.
KPMG provides audit, tax, and advisory. Core values are integrity, community, and open and honest communication.
Know yourself. You should be able to discuss everything on your resume without referencing it.
Increased productivity by...
Know it without looking. Know it without looking.
Participate in mock interviews.
What do you call values?
Intelligence, teamwork, and efficiency.
How do your core values line up with the values of the firm? Anticipate follow-up questions.
Know your goals and your career path.
How long have you wanted to be an accountant?
My whole life.
Audit, tax, or advisory?
I'd like to start in federal tax and eventually move into international tax.
And don't forget to have a firm handshake.
That's right. Not too strong, not too weak, just right.
Too soft. What are you, a fish? Again. Hey, what are you trying to do? Snap my wrist? Again. That's it, kid.
So, next question. What has been your greatest challenge, and what did you learn about yourself from it?
You know what? I don't think I really answered your last question. I'd like to revisit it, if you don't mind.
Whoa, she's revisiting her answer. Is she allowed to do that?
You know, I don't know, but to me it shows that she's self-aware enough to correct her mistakes on the spot.
I know saying that I'm a perfectionist can come off as insincere, but it really is a weakness. I tend to spend too much time on the small things, and it has caused me stress, especially when meeting deadlines. I'm working on it, and every time we have a class project now, I try to focus on what is important.
So now, do you have any questions about the firm?
Actually, I have a question for you. You've been at the firm a number of years now. What keeps you passionate? What do you like best about what you do?
Yeah.
Wow, what an interview we have seen here today. Tremendous.
The fact that she asked questions, she knew exactly what it was she wanted to know from her interviewer, and it showed that she...
Well, wait a second. Whoa, what's happening here? Is she leaving a gift?
Oh, no, that's not a good move. She wants to make sure that he remembers the interview, but, you know, you don't want to be known as the awkward person who left a box of chocolates and a cheesy
Definitely
card.
right. All she needs to do really is a simple thank you card or an email.
Well, that's all for us.
Before we go, I'd like to remind you all that you are your own brand. Think of the interview as your sales pitch on a product you know better than anyone else, yourself. The job interview is your chance to really let your brand shine.
Knock him out!